The Tommy Campbell Show. Thanks for tuning back in. I'm Tommy Campbell, still bald, still in my basement, and still watching the stupid compounding as America becomes a cross between a fever dream and idiocracy, with the pillow manufacturer gone mad that admits he never voted in his life, throwing his tinfoil hat into the governor race when he often struggles with the state's name.
Okay, so we got Rick ready?
Rick, let's go.
Okay, Rick from Minnesota. Rick, are you there?
Rick, let's go.
Okay, Rick from Minnesota. Rick, are you there?
Minnesota. Okay, that never gets old. Get me a Minnesota on the rocks. Minnesota, shaken, not stirred. And it wouldn't be a Lindell broadcast without someone patching in from a vehicle. Or is this his home? Either way, I'll have a deep dive on Lindell's plan to take down Tim Walz. But first, this.
Yeah. Did Biden do news conferences like this, Peter? I don't think.
No. He was never standing next to somebody who looked like they were about to be shot out of a cannon.
Wouldn't have worked out.
Well, Biden did actual work, not a circus, but in fair play, Kid Rock is there for good reason. This is about scalping, and he's doing what's right for the fans, for all fans. Now, that was Peter Doocy, and for once, I totally agree with the Fox News DEI hire. What are you talking about? Well, his dad's been at Fox since 1996, but there's no evidence to suggest that his hiring had anything to do with that. They're all hypocrites. And again, we have a rock and roll clown in the Oval Office where Zelensky was just attacked over his wardrobe. I've pointed it out before, and it's worth noting again as MAGA often stumbles on my show. Kid Rock loves Donald Trump because he's a fraud as well. They identify with each other and can speak freely about their grifts. Kid Rock's biggest songs were samples of hits by Metallica, Leonard Skinner, The Smiths, Sly and the Family Stone, Paul Abdul, Elton John, Warren Zevon, Fleetwood Mac, the Rolling Stones, U2. Okay, just look it up. All of his songs are samples of epic riffs, and while Kid Rock was playing a backyard everyman tough guy attempting to shoot up cans, he used to do commercials for Coors Light, and being the hype man for calorie-reduced, lowered alcohol content beer while branding herself as an American rebel is ridiculous. He was born Robert James Ritchie in Romeo, Michigan, where he grew up in this sprawling estate with an orchard, stables for their horses, and yes, that's a tennis court. Blue-collar poster boy.
So what I have, hold on a second here. Vanessa, maybe you could kind of frame the show a second here. I got a quick hit.
Yeah, so, I want to talk more, while you're working on that, I want to talk more about Elon and Walz, because I talked about them a little earlier on the Spin Room, and Elon Musk was very disappointed that Tim Walz would come out and say that he was happy that Tesla stocks were declining one day in the market. So one day in the market.
And things are off to a huge start with Lindell's plans. Total awkwardness with this new lead anchor while Lindell tries to figure out what's going on. Mike Lindell rebranded his show, The Lindell Report, to The Mike Lindell Show, and it's hosted by Vanessa Broussard. So it doesn't make a lot of sense, but neither does electing a reality show host that couldn't figure out how to make a casino profitable. This is MAGA. Vanessa Broussard is a veteran news anchor with over 27 years of news experience. Who? I'm totally unfamiliar with her, but a deep dive shows she was on a local Fox channel in Southeast Texas and RSBN. She's also a motivational speaker, and now she's in front of a green screen for the pillow manufacturer gone mad.
I'm gonna reveal something towards the end of the show here, but I do want to say I've lived in Minnesota my whole life, and I just want to bring up a couple other things with Walz. You talk about people with addiction. Everybody knows my story with What Are the Odds from Crack Addict CEO, one of the dealers that actually took that picture when I was up 14 days in Minneapolis. Those people in Minneapolis that back then that had rebuilt their lives.
She is actually texting, just sitting there texting while he's babbling, and Rick's like, he's in the break room from working the drive-thru at Burger King with that headset? Like, Lindell, come on, you're supposed to be this rich guy, you can't splurge for some AirPods for Rick? This guy works for him. Subscribe.
Tesla stock has gone up and up and up, especially since they've been burning down the Tesla dealerships. And so Tim Walz comes out poking fun at Elon Musk and Tesla. I know before we get to our guest, I want to air that. We do have that video, and then Tim Walz's response to Elon Musk. So if we have that video of Elon Musk talking about how unfortunate it is that Tim Walz is, celebrating Tesla stock going down.
Does that help Tesla? I mean, you had Tim Walz, who's a huge jerk, right, running around on stage with the Tesla stock price where the stock price had gone in half, and he was overjoyed. What an evil thing to do! What a creep! What a jerk! Like who derives joy from that? And
those sweet MAGA tears from Elon Musk. And what is going on off camera that Lindell is so interested in the whole time? And I mean, come on, Tesla stock is down 34% year to date. His stock has been cut nearly in half from its peak in December. I don't know where Vanessa's getting the up from, because even Elon Musk says backlash against his involvement has hurt the stock, and he's talking about the stock going down right there. I mean, it's all a shame. Cybertruck aside, they are decent cars, and transitioning from fossil fuels is a big thing, and he's completely stained the brand. He's screwed everything up.
2 months ago, it's been over a month and a half, I believe, where all of a sudden they started diving into the Social Security, and they're going, hey, look at all these people that are over. I think the president used them in his speech. We have this many people over 150 years old, this many people over 200 years old. One person, I remember in his speech at CPAC, everybody, they said one person, he was older than the United States in the thing. So
Mike Lindell has an actual Doge tracker on his site. That is real. I'm not making it up. And I don't know what glass pipe he's getting these numbers from, because like his stole election claims, show your work, Mike. Melania will come before Lindell's evidence. Trump's Social Security claims were quickly slammed by computer programmers, noting that the 150 figure was not evidence of fraud, but rather the result of a weird quirk of the Social Security Administration's benefit system, which was largely written in COBOL, a 60-year-old programming language that's rarely used today, and Musk and his Doge Bro team are unfamiliar with it. Because COBOL does not have a date type, some implementations rely instead on a system where all dates are coded to a reference point. The most commonly used is May 20th, 1875, as this was the date of an international standard-setting conference held in Paris. These systems default to the reference point when a birth date is missing or incomplete, meaning all of those entries in 2025 would show an age of 150. That's just one possible explanation for what Doge allegedly found. Musk could have also simply looked up the SSA's own website, which explains that since September 2015, the agency has automatically stopped benefit payments when anyone reaches the age of 115.
So with that, we got about 3 minutes. I'm going to say this time around, where I didn't do it in 2020, I'm going to tell you right now, I am considering running for governor of the state of Minnesota, because right now we have a voice that could be big enough where when I do my due diligence, and we're going to do polling, we're going to get a couple different polls to be taken. We're going to be you do all kinds of due diligence. I'm just checking into all this now, but they're saying, well, why would you consider it now and you didn't consider it then? Because we got our voice back, and all the lies that Waltz is putting out we will see through them. It won't just be me saying it, or we're saying it on Lindell TV. The whole world will be screaming it, that these lies will be uncovered, and what are they going to do? Go, well, Mike Lindell, he was a crack addict. Yeah? What else you got?
It's true, he wasn't just a crack addict. He had multiple stints in prison, wore an ankle monitor, is a promoter of multiple conspiracy theories, frequently spews disinformation, refused to pay out the man that won at his cyber symposium, tried to get pillows to the domestic terrorist Karen convoy, gives his employees their hourly wage and free pillows to appear in national commercials, promoted the use of oleander as a treatment for COVID without any scientific evidence that it's safe and effective, and pushed for mass use of the product while having a financial stake in the pharmaceuticals company Phoenix Biotechnology. Donated $50,000 to bail out Kyle Rittenhouse, lost a fortune to a known con man, married someone that believes in witchcraft. I could go on and on. I actually hope he runs, so Waltz has a guaranteed win, and we have hours of Mike Lindell making a fool of himself. Something to note here is that he's interested because he feels like he has a chance, and he feels that way because he knows the world is just flooded with misinformation, and that conservatives aren't interested in fact-checking. So beyond, I was a crack addict, they will totally ignore his several years of corrupt and crazy. Lindell thinks he could win because less people are getting news from reliable sources or even multiple sources, and that's important. I read the headline, it's true. I heard it on Joe Rogan, it's true.
With Donald Trump, he's going to go down in history as the biggest unifier ever in history. When you talk to people, Rick, I go on the ground, when I can go downtown Minneapolis or the heart of Chicago, I'm talking people.
Donald Trump broke up with his #1 trade and tourist partner and the rest of the world. He had Space Karen make devastating cuts, fire thousands, and you're calling him a unifier? Come on. Check out Lindell trying to do a promo with his lead anchor, who's basically like a Temu Vanna White.
You there? Can you do that quick? I want this embedded in here. Maybe you could put the promo code or the mypillow.com. Can you put it in the thing there in the bottom thirds there? Who's ever doing that?
Yes. Yes. So while they're working on that, of course, we thank Mike Lindell, all his employees. Thank you as well for your continued support of MyPillow. They have a big allotment of their bed sheets that were earmarked for the box stores this spring. There you go. Mike has it right there. They did it again. The box stores didn't come through, so they're going to pass those savings on to you. No middleman. You're going to get wholesale prices on their famous. Which sheets do you have right there, Mike?
These are the Percale sheets. Do we have a thing to put up at all, or do we have the website? Go to mypillow.com, everybody. The Percale. Go down till you see me and click on my image.
It takes a lot to make an independent show, and I couldn't do it without you. Yes, you're still bald and you're still in your basement because you're not funny, loser. MAGA tears. Great America, long live Vice President J.D. Vance. MAGA tears. Tariffs will make America great again. You are just too dumb to see the truth. MAGA tears. Working the drive-thru at Burger King. Lindell can't splurge for AirPods. That sounds like something Trump did on Epstein Air. 5, this was the date of an international I read the headline. It's true. I heard it on Joe Rogan. I don't know what glass pipe he's getting these numbers from because, like his stoled election claims, show your work, Mike. Melania will come before, show your work, Mike. Melania will come before Lindell's evidence.
The Tommy Campbell Show is the best political comedy show on YouTube, and I hope you subscribe.